Hello, my fellow pickles. My name is Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food. Hope you're doing well today. If not, maybe this video is for you. I have found over the years that my emotional pits have been, when I finally go, ugh, I gotta do something, have been the great motivating factor. And crawling out one of those ladder slats at a time feels like it takes years. But it is doable. You know you've done it before. You know you've rallied. And my goal for anybody that's watching this is to get to the other side of the plummeting, is to just get into a way of eating, a way of life, WOLWOE, that works just for you. You get at a weight that feels just right for you, meaning that your labs match, your medical professionals are saying you're doing a good job, and you don't feel that you've got all these great big huge gain goals that you need to aspire to achieve by a certain date, by a certain event, that you are okay within yourself. Those things take a lot of time and a lot of getting to. Because sometimes we just allow ourselves to reach this, to get into this pit, and it's like we're almost taking the hand down, right? Somebody is spotting us on the way down into our pit as we make poor food choices, the self-loathing continues. What do we do with self-loathing and our self-disgust? We eat more. We weigh ourselves and go, that is it. I said if I ever reach this weight again, and you kind of have like somebody out there, some friend, some person, some family member should say, stop, are you crazy? But we just kind of go underground, don't we? And we just kind of get into this funk and, oh, sorry for the slurp, we're not that much fun to be around because we are just totally obsessed with losing the weight that we can't lose and feeling like such losers. Well, you don't have to be that way anymore. You never, ever have to feel that way again. For some people, cold turkey with the CRAP and the standard American SAD diet, going cold turkey is the best thing that you can do. For other people, they find that a slow wean off of certain items, maybe it's sugar, maybe it's cereal, maybe it's all grains, maybe it's Coffee Mate, maybe it's energy drinks, maybe it's soda, also known as pop, diet and regular. We all have our hold-on-tos, don't we? Mine, when I was, before I did the low-carb, high-fat / keto lifestyle that I'm doing, I was holding on to my Coffee Mate no matter what. I also held on to my Trader Joe's brand cereal, high-fiber cereal, no matter what. These are things that I thought that I could never, ever give up. So I would work around them. You know, it's kind of funny. It's like, oh, Coffee Mate, it's loud. Oh, high-fiber cereal. And I would allow myself to have those things because those were non-negotiables. Were they holding me back? Who knows? Everything is a process. You know, I don't know if you've got your non-negotiables, and sometimes they seem so silly, but that indeed they were. I was not giving them up. I get comments all the time from people, they'll give up anything but their bread. They'll give up anything but that muffin. They'll give up anything but that bagel. They hold on. And, you know, I'm not the expert, but I do feel that keeping a flow of something that could be what's stalling your weight gain or keeping you gaining could be that indeed item. That sometimes we just have to give it up. I can't drink a little bit of alcohol. I can't have one cigarette with my bulletproof coffee in the morning and call myself a non-smoker. doesn't work that way. So for me, it took, and I've often said this, it's so much easier to say grain-free than wheat-free. Because I remember my daughter-in-law and we went to a gluten-free restaurant that she loves. And it had all of the things that I ate as a foodie in my addiction, just without the wheat, without the gluten, made with other types of flours, other grains. And I realized that, like, that doesn't really work for me. You know, I don't need gluten-free croutons. I don't need gluten-free bread. You know, I need to learn that lunch is not between two pieces of bread. And I've been able to do that. It's not easy, and it's not for a lot of people. But for other people, it could be the sugar. It could be just the dastardly sugar or the dastardly pop, and just giving it up completely. It's easy. It's easy. I'm sorry, don't mean to minimize it. It's not easy. It's easier to give it all up than to allow some still to happen. At least that's how it was for me. I didn't give up booze gradually. I gave it up suddenly and stayed in that suddenly given up stage. And it's been a while now. I gave up the sugar the same way, still allowing fat bombs with some white chocolate, which I haven't had for 2 weeks now. And that's kind of funny, even though I still allow it. That is the only added sugar item that I was having, and I haven't had it for 2 weeks, and I don't even miss it. So, in August of last year, 2015, I gave up the wheat, and that's when I was dabbling in some gluten-free things, the breads, the roll-ups, the crackers, things like that. I even bought, you know, a half a dozen boxes of gluten-free cereal that I never ate. And then I got Dr. Davis's Total Health after reading his Wheat Belly, and I realized that it was going to be all grains for me, because his Wheat Belly was about the wheat, his Total Health was about all grains, and I realized I could do it. Now last night I made a Fathead pizza, and I had five 1.5 inch by 1.5 inch. Like, picture each one had one little pepperoni in it, and I had 5 of those with a salad, and I was sated. It was satisfying. It filled me up. It keeps me sane because I'm not saying, "Oh, I want grains again," and that is my relief. And I have leftover of it today, so I'm not sure if I'm having it again today or not. But it's in the fridge, and I didn't pig out on it. And so, you know, that is my go-to for when I'm thinking that something looks good. Like I saw cauliflower crust Joanne posted on the Pearls of Wisdom Facebook page, and I printed it up, and, you know, it's on my list of things to do if I wasn't doing almond meal. It's the exact same ingredients, except instead of the almond meal flour are the cauliflower crumbles, or cauliflower that's been, I guess, cooked and softened. I didn't read the recipe that closely, but it's the same sort of idea. And the way that one was billed was as a foldable pizza. And when you look at the picture of it, it's delicious looking. And you're going to get the fiber from the cauliflower, like you get the fiber from the almond meal, and you end up staying abstinent to a grain-free food plan. I think it's great. Now, I read about 5 or 6 pages of Obesity Code. It takes a long time for my brain to just get settled. So I read the part in it by Tim Noakes, the man from South Africa. Love him, love his videos, and then Dr. Jason Fung's foreword. And now I'm cracking the chapter 1. The man's remarkable. I don't get how he ever fell into the obesity part of this, not unlike Dr. David Lustig, who fell into the sugar part. You know, he was dealing with kids, still is, at the Boston Children's Hospital, and suddenly he became the guru for childhood obesity, And then that led him into the sugar part of the obesity for children and adults. And it's so funny because when he's driving this car, I think he's going over the Zakim Bridge in Boston, he's saying, I didn't have any intentions of going down this. This was not my field endeavor. And there he is. Thank goodness. You know, I think those things are God-driven. I really do, when certain medical professionals just end up doing something that can help so many. And they had no intentions of doing it. They just kind of fell into it. So, anyway, be careful of falling into your pit. But pain is a great motivator. Emotional pain is a great motivator. Right underneath my pain is the disgust and the self-loathing. And I never want to go back there again. I don't ever want to find myself seeking relief in a vat of something. And the vats for me were things like cookie dough, raw cookie dough, and other assorted things like that. And when I say vat of, I mean vat of, because once I turn on that switch that says you've got no bottom, you've got no full button, I could eat the entire batch of the Toll House cookie dough. I don't even know how my stomach handled it. Maybe it's because I was 40 years younger. I don't know. But I'm glad to be free of that feeling of wanting to dive headfirst into that vat. Anyway, have a clean and abstinent day. Is your food tracked? Mine is. I hope yours is too. You don't want to leave the house for the day without having it tracked, it packed, and you all set for the day. In addition to coming home to knowing exactly what you're going to have for dinner and not relying on any one of the numbers in here for that drop-off, for that free delivery, right? Take care of yourselves, my pickles. This has been Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food. Bye-bye for now.